And that's his favorite color.
Are we smarter?
No.
Oh, 100% no. Absolutely not.
You don't
Because the
think-
phone?
We are the most knowledgeable group of know-nothings that has
Well,
ever
The
existed.
phone knows everything.
Well, we can keep talking about it. Is because we have access to data easier doesn't help us at all. I've had this conversation with my dad. Because right now, if you wanted to, you're working on a car you never worked on before. You want to know where such and such bolt is, or you want to drain the oil instead of the transmission fluid.
You had to
right? 'Cause
learn how to do it back then.
you would have to go to what, a library, a
Or
car
I
manual.
could go to AutoZone or whatever it was at the time and buy a Haynes manual.
Yep.
Right.
And look in
Awesome.
the Haynes manual,
So
which had literally everything you could do to that car in that manual.
But are you?
Those are great books, by the
Does
way.
that make you more intelligent?
Yeah, and here's why.
It's less efficient.
I can remember
But he
stuff,
learned how to do it.
and you can remember it easier, in my opinion, because okay, I might not have this book next week, I might lose it. So you're with the phone, it's like, oh well, I don't have to remember that. I'll just look it up later.
Right. Is that not efficiency?
I don't think so. I don't think so because
It is. It's more
I
efficient.
take-
I'll give you that.
If I take your phone right now and say call your wife, do you know your wife's cell phone number?
I do, but
Do you know all your children's cell phone numbers?
no. But I don't need though.
Back in the day,
Why do I need them?
I
we
still
would
know my
remember.
phone numbers.
You know
I
what
still know.
mean?
I know the
Like-
phone number of my aunt and uncles. I still know those.
Oh, I
things.
know all the home phones of my friends.
Right.
My
Yeah.
memory, but I can't.
I
tell
still
you-
remember my childhood phone number, but
You,
still.
that doesn't mean. I mean, you can say adopting a kid's more efficient than having one, and that doesn't make it any better. I mean,
Microwaving your steak is more efficient than grilling it.
Yeah.
but it's killing you in
It
the
does not
process.
make it any better.
But I think when it comes to data, technology, learning, I think it's easier
But you're
to
not-
learn with
I
technology.
don't think.
I don't think you're learning though. I think it's
You're
just
not learning.
You're just.
You're
oh,
saying I
there
can't
it
learn
is.
from a video, but you can learn from a book.
If
No,
I
I'm saying
go
you
back,
can.
because if I run into the same problem again, I'm going to go back and look at the same video again.
I don't usually
didn't
have
learn
to
how to
watch
do it
the
first
video
time.
more than
See,
once.
I think a lot of people just think, in the back of their mind, it's like, oh, it's on the internet. I don't have to learn that. I'll just look it up whenever I need it.
Well, that's what my kids. That's my kids. Why they think we all beat our wives is because they don't ever stop for a second and go, okay, let me look at some statistics about domestic violence or
I
something
just saw
like
it
that.
here.
I just saw this in a
And
meme
the wealth
somewhere.
of false information.
Well, so
greatly
but that's it.
outweighs-
So you have access to different types of information. We could access factual information. Today's generation would access TikTok and somebody's 30-second opinion
Right.
about it.
But what Google does, and
I would.
Google knows this, so when you look up something, it's New York Times, Washington Post,
Yeah.
CBS News,
Yeah.
ABC News, no subject. And by the way, you can't type homosexuality in your phone.
I can't. Oh,
Oh, you done
I
broke
done
it?
broke it now.
Seriously, try to send me a message.
Hold on.
And
I
try,
got this. You put that back on.
What did you do?
I broke something.
Don't
If
get
you-
okay.
I
Don't
don't-
put that in. Don't put that wire in there.
I don't even know how to operate this thing.
You got to make that bigger. That's upside down. That's upside down.
That's how I have it.
No, that won't work.
Did you switch mic stands on me?
No.
Unbelievable.
You keep talking.
Unbelievable. No,
It will not.
So you're trying to type homosexual, which we can't say on YouTube, and it's working. And it won't let you
Okay,
type.
so I'm like HOMOSE, and there's no suggestions for
I
homosexual.
won't autofill it. Yeah.
It won't autofill it.
Google said no.
Is homosexual a bad word now?
Maybe it's not a word.
What about heterosexual? Is that a word? Can I type heterosexual?
Probably.
So what can I not type in my phone?
You say you can't type homosexual in
I can
there.
type heterosexual.
I type homo.
Type homosexual in there, it won't come up.
He's saying it
In
won't
what,
autofill.
text?
It won't autofill.
Yeah, there's no autofill.
Oh, come on. So I'm gonna call.
It's because you're
you
homophobic. Your phone's
homosexual.
homophobic.
No, my phone is trying to influence me.
Homophobic. Homosexual. It's the third autofill for me.
What phone are you on?
He's on an Android.
Android.
It does not come up.
So let me tell you this, Lee. It could be that you don't use that word enough.
Oh, see, I use that word all the time.
Because autofill
Apparently, I'm not homophobic like you guys are.
autofill learns from the words that you use.
Oh.
So you don't type homosexual.
I just
very often.
type
You just
gay.
say homo.
Good. Yeah. So yeah, you type in GA and see how it fills out with.
G.
Back on the other, someone
A.
in chat said
Yeah,
access
gay pops up.
access to information is not the same as knowing information.
I 100% agreed.
And you think you know better after you read it.
I
think so.
Well,
It's not true
that-
for everybody though.
And I feel like, once again, 20 years ago, before the internet was a big thing, I feel like I knew, maybe not know more than I know now, but I don't know. It was just different.
You had to use reason.
I have
back
such
then.
access to information. It's
Well,
all,
yeah.
I don't have to learn it.
And, but a lot of stuff we had to figure out on our own. So we learned how to reason, and we learned how to work through problems.
And I'm not saying the internet's not a great thing. It is.
I think it's fantastic.
wonderful.
I see good and bad. You go to the library, you've got one source, one opinion, right? That you can focus your time on.
That if it is back then, if it was printed and it was probably accurate,
and now you can run a search and get 1,000 opinions.
that are
And 75% of them are probably wrong.
yeah.
But the data's there.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think the internet's made us smarter as a culture. I don't.
Well, cars were a whole lot easier to work on back in too, though,
That's true.
and they were all basically the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
They
also
were.
true. Yeah.
They were just small blocks.
Not always. I was watching a video this week. A 1997 Ferrari 355. It's a V8. Runs 2 ECUs. One ECU runs the right bank. The other ECU runs the
Oh,
left
my
bank.
gosh.
So,
I'm sure
so
they had
here's
no
what you run
problems with that.
into. The early 90s cars with the early OBD, not OBD2,
Yeah.
OBD were nightmare cars.
Yeah.
Those things sucked terribly. I hated working on those things. OBD2 was wonderful
Yeah.
after that. OBD1 sucked. God. But, yeah,
How do we even get on that?
I don't know. Something about beating women.
You said old cars were easier to work on, and I was just
No,
trying to
we
say
started talking about the interweb.
Yeah. Well, it all came from the beating women thing. Apparently,
it come
we used to
from
beat women back in
husbands
the day.
beating wives. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you have to understand, these young people, that's what happens. They get up there. That's why he does sound bites. That's why Vivek puts these sound bites, because that's the only thing they watch.
Yep. The 5-minute video.
They don't watch the entirety of.
Well, once again,
and when you talk about content, and they do the Bible the same way. It's all sound bites. It's not context.
well, and that's the thing. I mean, I'm guilty of it myself. If I'm sitting there rolling through YouTube, I see a 10-minute video, I'll watch it. I see a 10-minute video, I'll watch it. 30-minute video, I ain't got time for that. And you roll on.
So see, it's different. Like when I'm working, I typically have something playing, a podcast, and I want a longer.
I want a long podcast.
Yeah.
So
What the heck is that?
that's the Starfield colors.
Is that
It's
the
on the
G
mount.
for gay?
No, it's not enough colors